Hello, all. Good evening. So, welcome to today's Bank Nifty analysis. So, let's get started. So, as we can see, the dollar index chart today, it was slightly on a sideways to a negative terrain. Let me zoom this chart. So, dollar index this is a 15-minute chart of dollar index. So, dollar index was in a very range bound situation, but post I think 11:15 um, to 12:30 this time frame, dollar index started to break down. It broke its day's low. So overall, the falling dollar index itself is very positive for the equities in general. So as we discussed in our weekly analysis, the indices are bullish. So accordingly, today the market played out, and even the Dow futures also started to take off. I think from around 12:30. So macros seems to be positive with dollar index falling and with all the uh, ending of the tightening cycle. So coming to Bank Nifty's order flow, as we see the first candle itself confirms that the order flow is very healthy, right? It's a very bullish candle and the delta is also pretty good. 84k it's very good delta. This itself confirms that there's bullishness, but however this doesn't mean that it will take off immediately. Why? Because just by simple observation, price has opened with a you know huge gap up. So already it has given so much of move, and immediately price going, and if you see the Bollinger Band also, it is beyond the Bollinger Band in the first candle itself. So this is an two standard deviation. The price is already expanded two standard deviations away. So institutions will never buy at this price, and in fact they will look to gather some more liquidity before taking the price higher. So that's what exactly happened. And in fact, when you look at the 5 minute time frame also, we clearly find that it is at this level. The third 5 minute candle, that is 12:25 candle, we see some limit selling condition which we have discussed many times. So here, after this bullish candle, when the 920 candle, we see here that the price is not able to move up with the very healthy delta. So this also confirms the limit selling, and price is about to reverse. So now here, the one thing which you must understand is the price reversing or retracing. So here, with the opening context, it's very clear that this opening delta is pretty good. So we must observe if the increasing negative delta is taking over the price. For instance, this first candle is 23.85. 23k worth of delta. For the second candle, first candle 84. This is no way in comparison. So first thing, second thing, the delta starts to reduce. As you can see, the delta is reducing in the second candle, and the candle size is getting smaller. So it shows that there is not much selling interest in the uh, instrument today, and we can see the coming up of limit buyers at the areas where demand was created in the morning, that is the gap up zone. So this is a classical case of limit buying. Again, we've discussed this many times. A hammer type of candle is made with a negative delta at the demand zone, the selling interest getting reduced. So as you can see, the delta keeps on reducing from the previous one, and a limit buying condition is emerging. And post that, you can see there is no selling at all, no selling interest at all. It is pure accumulation which is going on. How you can confirm this? Again, one more entry of the limit buying condition. The delta is increasing, the green delta is increasing, the red delta is decreasing, right? The red delta is decreasing, the green delta is increasing. So all this, and one more limit buying condition, Bank Nifty making a higher high. Here you can see it has made a higher high. This was a previous high, and this is a higher high now. So all this points towards conditions of entry of limit buyers, as well as a reduction of aggressive sellers. Aggressive sellers are reducing, aggressive buyers are coming in, limit buyers have already come in. The first candle is already bullish. So all this clearly hints towards a positive, and macros are also positive. So overall, the sentiment with the order flow, with the macros positive. Now one more thing here to observe is I posted the OI profile at around 11 o'clock in the community tab. At 11 a.m. I posted this OI profile. The people who know how to read the OI would have clearly gone long at that time itself. Like for example, this is a screenshot at 11 o'clock. You see here that these three bars are hollow on the call side. That is 42,000, 42,100, and 42,200. So clearly, call unwinding. You can see call unwinding at 11 o'clock itself, and there is significant put writing at all the levels, even the higher levels. Also, you can see significant put writing, and this put writing, if you observe on the highest strikes, also was more than the intraday call writing at the higher levels. So 2.63, 2.27, 1.84 million, and 1.39 million. So overall, at 11 o'clock itself, there was a clue with call unwinding and put writing that the market is pretty much bullish. So OI is supporting, the order flow is supporting, macros are supporting, and also with the result context. So ICICI Bank, overall Bank Nifty is pretty much bullish, and the charts as we discussed in our weekly analysis also. And coming to the OI part, as we can see initially, post the gap up, there was call rating as well as put rating. As usual, this happens on any given day, but we can see that after a certain amount of time, the call OI starts to plateau. That is at 11 a.m. itself. You can see that there is a spike in put writing. So this is very crucial to observe. There is a spike in put writing, and there is a dip in call writing. So this, I think, yeah, this is at exactly the same time at 11 o'clock. This is where call unwinding, what I was talking about, put writing, and I've selected the 42,000 to 42,800 as the custom strike. So overall, here itself the positive bias is set in, and finally we see call OI coming down and crossover taking place, finally confirming the bullishness. So OI heads on confirmation, order flow, good confirmation today again, and overall this is a OI profile at the day end. Nothing much to add here. And coming back to the final order flow, we can see here that once Bank Nifty tries to cross the day high, so you can see this is the day high. We know that when it's about to break out, you need a good delta, and delta appears, right? So at the time of breakout, as we just generally speak about the volume, so in order flow we speak about delta. So massive delta appears. In fact, it is double of the first candle's delta, because it has to break out, right, with a huge volume. So it broke out with a very good delta and headed higher. So this was a clear case of breakout, and of course simple price action also confirmed the breakout as we discussed yesterday. If you look at the simple 15-minute chart of Bank Nifty, such levels must be kept ready in advance to preempt such breakouts. So for example, you can see here that already price had done, I think, two or three touch points. I mean, this is just retracement. This is not false. So one, two, probably this is also same zone. Three and four times price was rejected here, and finally it broke this with a gap, retested the same, and traditional concept came back to its opera, and it almost closed above it. So Bank Nifty is pretty much bullish in the chart, and that's how I think it headed further higher. And yeah, after this was the final leap, and you can also observe that as it went high, there was no interest to sell this instrument at the highs. It is still consolidating and sitting at the top, which confirms maybe the bias that further rally is pending. And you can see the increasing green delta all throughout. So good buying interest at the top, and not much selling interest, right? So clearly, instrument is bullish, no doubt about it. And then yeah, this was overall order flow. And coming to the overall picture of the index, observe it on a daily chart, and try to get the levels from the retracement. Like for example, the overall, if you take the overall swing to the low. Now, Bank Nifty for this swing has crossed the golden ratio mark, and it is heading towards the 0.786 mark. The target for this is 43,089. So fingers crossed, Bank Nifty might reach this zone very soon, 43,000 89 in the near times, because it has crossed this. It is consolidated around the 61% retracement for this, and it is heading. So I think it should cross this very soon. So hope this analysis is helpful. Thank you.